It's that time of year again when Texas has no idea what's going on with the weather, and it's also that time of year where we're starting to get some tropical storms and the power is going to go out. Alrighty, there are no lights on. There you go. Switch doesn't do anything, which is why we're gonna be going over a comparison, a challenge of these two heavyweight solar generators. It makes me think of Tyson versus Holyfield. Because the two fighters that we're going over today is the Mango Power E and the Anker Solix F3800. This is not the F3800 Plus, this is the OG F3800. And a quick heads up, this video is sponsored by Mango. They actually came to me and they said, hey, we want you to do a video comparing the Mango and the original F3800. And I said, sure, I can do that, but I get to say 100% whatever I wanna say. So yes, I'm gonna be brutally honest about comparing these two machines, but definitely stay tuned to the end because Mango has some killer, like 75% off Black Friday deals. So if you've been eyeballing a solar generator, this might be the time to be able to check the Mango out. All right, so let's start off with the original F3800 by Anker. So I would say where this machine is gonna win is it is natively supports 240 volts. So it natively supports split phase, which would mean that you could power your Tesla with it. You can power your larger 240 volt appliances like us. It's mainly just our air conditioner. So a lot of people, if you had like, let's say an electric dryer, or electric stove top, then you would need 240 volts. And the Anker is ready to go, just as one. For the Mango, you would need 2 units, which again, we're gonna be talking about. They actually have a 240 volt kit that is crazy cheap right now. Now for the F3800, it gets complicated about how much solar it can input. It's maybe around 2,400 watts. It's complicated how they do it. That's why the Plus, they've really fixed a whole lot of issues, but you're gonna pay for those fixes. The F3800 Plus is a more expensive machine for sure. But with the OG F3800, they just did some weird stuff with like limiting the voltage, limiting the amps. It's just so weird. It's complicated, which means that the solar power input that you can do with this machine is bizarre. So what you see is 2 of these. Now, that's one thing that I'm a little, honestly, I just kind of disappointed, not really sure why. I want to be honest with y'all. It's got 2 inputs here, but they only sent 1 cable. Just being honest, I don't know why you wouldn't put in 2 cables in the box. Okay, to show you right here, this is why I really prefer this style of solar input plug. It's really easy, 2 prongs. The grid is gonna be 3 prongs, so we're gonna go right in here. And it's got a lock. So you just have this little dot right here, match that up, and then it tightens in. I love that. With the Anker, it can just pull out. So I really prefer this style of input right there. And then the cable goes straight to your solar inputs, your MC4 connectors. Love this style of standardized cabling. Now, I would also say something with this machine. It does have a lot of open vents, which is something that I have learned about the Mango, is it's more of a sealed type of enclosure. We've actually had our Mango on our back porch for over 2 years, and we have it hooked up to the solar panels up at the top. And it's been great. It gets a little dusty. It gets a little water splattered on it. It's not waterproof, I'm not saying that, but I am surprised of how rough we have treated our Mango over the last 2 years. There's evidently a very large discrepancy about the size of these two machines. So you have the Mango. These are both very heavy. So very, very heavy machines. You have the Mango. It does have an arm. So does the 3800. So it's easy to be able to move around. I would lean towards the F3800 being easier to move because it does have 4 wheels. The Mango can easily also fit in a closet or some sort of tight space, but I would say that portability, it goes to the F3800 because you can't move this on its own. You have to put this up, you have to pull it back, and you have to like wiggle it. It's a little bit front heavy, so it's a little bit harder to get it into like a nook, but for this guy, I mean, it is so simple. And also you just see right here, you got these pads here, so it can, if you needed to, it could lay all the way down on its side if you needed to do that. You have one 65 and one 100 watt USB-C ports. And then here on the Anker, you have 3. And these are smart ports, so it's kind of cool. You just plug them in and it starts right up. These ones you have to actually hit the DC output. It's not that big of a deal, but you do need to do that. The Mango has a really nice touchscreen, so that's cool. The fact that it has a touchscreen and it has always worked. It's always nice and bright. The F3800 does not have a touchscreen. It does have a nice, pretty screen, so it's just whatever you would want. Okay, then over on this side, so the F3800 has 6 120 volt outlets when the Mango only has 4. Now both of these machines are expandable. I would say that the F3800 definitely wins in expandability because it can be expanded up to 26,000 watts. All right, so let's talk about the Mango. So the Mango can have 240 volts, which is kind of a lot for a lot of other machines, as you expand and you connect 2 of these together. So you get 2 of these machines, and then you can have 240 volts or split phase power. I do like that this has 2,000 watts of solar input. It's a nice round number. You just 2,000 watts in, that's it. I wish that both of them had more input for solar panels. They don't, and that is what it is. So there's not much to say. It's only like 2,400, but really complicated and hard to even get to that. And then 2,000, good to go. All right, so now let's talk about the Mango Power E. This machine can do 240 volts. You have to connect 2 machines together. Again, stay tuned to the end. I'm gonna tell you about their Black Friday deal. It's amazing for their 240 volt kit. About the battery, so they have what's called Cattle LFP, so CATL LiFePO4 batteries. It's a special kind of LFP battery that after 6,000 cycles, it still has a life of 70%, and it can last up to 20 years. They have a warranty on the batteries for 10 years. So they have a full machine warranty of 5 years, but they warranty the batteries for 10 years. The F3800, only a 5-year warranty for everything. So the warranty on these batteries, I have not seen a warranty of up to 10 years for any other manufacturer. Now, again, what I like about this machine is I do like the casing for it. I didn't like it at first because it doesn't look quite as fancy. It's just all solid. But now that I've done a little research on this, that the case, the structure of this machine is actually really good so that it can withstand a little bit of weather elements. Again, my back porch doesn't get direct rain. My front porch does, but it does get a lot of dust, and it has just survived so good. So I do like that as a selling point. All right, so let's do some price comparisons because I think that's where the real battle lies. Both of these machines are powerful. They both are able to somehow get to 240 volts, but they differ in price a lot. So I don't know any deals that Anker are gonna be running on this machine, and I still think that this OG machine is too expensive because they have the Plus, and that one's very expensive. I think they should be discounting this one if they wanted to sell units, but maybe they don't need to. Now, Mango has their Black Friday deal. They wanted me to be able to tell you about their 240 volt kit. So that is gonna be 2 Mangos plus this kit right here that you can attach 2 machines together and be able to get 240 volts. And the sale is now gonna be only $21.99. That is a 75% discount from the normal retail. So let's go over the price per kilowatt of each of these machines. Okay, so the Anker Solix F3800 has 3.84 kilowatt hour battery in it. So that means that the price per kilowatt, this is on the prime big deal day, so their lowest price that I could find, that is a price of $780 per kilowatt hour. Pretty high. All right, so with the Mango on their Black Friday deal, they're gonna be selling their 240 volt kit. This is one machine that is 3.53 kilowatt hours. You times that by 2, that's roughly 7 kilowatt hours. And that's gonna come out to $311 per kilowatt hour. That is roughly half of the Anker. An amazing deal, an amazing deal. We have links down below for you to go check out. In fact, I have an update now from Mango. Last night, they just now emailed me and told me the Black Friday deal for just the Mango, it's the exact same discount. It's like 75% off. They're running this at $1,099 for Black Friday. It's a crazy discount, 74% off. It brings it to the exact same price per kilowatt as the kit, which is $311 per kilowatt. All right, so now my closing thoughts. Yes, Anker is a fantastic machine. It's a solid company. They have tons and tons of product. So you know that Anker's gonna do a fantastic job. Mango, they're willing to sell this for a great deal. So you definitely need to check it out. If you've been waiting to be able to get a killer deal on a solar generator, then I would go with this. It has a great warranty, and definitely check out more reviews here online to be able to see if Mango is right for you. I have all the links down below. Definitely check out their 240 volt kit down below, and we'll see you on the next video.